Hello everyone, I'm joined by Lou Mihalko, owner of Mihalkos General Contracting. Lou, I want to talk to you about the winter. Cold weather is right around the corner. I'm sure that's something you're talking to your customers about.
We are, Chris, and are you prepared?
I hope so.
Well, hope so's
that's
not.
why I'm here with you to tell me if
Well,
I am
it's
prepared.
not about hope. We have to be prepared for winter. It could be the worst winter we had ever. With these storms and stuff that we're having in the summer and spring and fall, who knows what the winter can bring? You know, the Arctic, blasts and heavy snow. So being prepared for winter and simple things like, inspecting your roof to make sure that there's no leaks, checking things like flashing in the valleys and making sure the shingles are down on the roof. Well, that's on the outside, making sure everything is secure around your and another thing is just a simple thing is cleaning out your gutters. If the gutters are full of leaves in the fall, they all get in there and it doesn't matter. It seems like, oh, there's no trees around my house and all of a sudden there's leaves in who knows how they get there. But cleaning the gutters out is important because if those gutters fill up and then they back up in things can get ugly in that respect. But in the house, I mean, making sure that basement areas that are close to windows or drafty areas, insulate those pipes. If there's an extreme and a crawl space or something like that, put heat tape on those pipes and making sure that you don't have the freeze-ups and the breaking of the water pipes in the wintertime. You've got third floor. Some people never use their third floor bathroom, right? I mean, not everybody has a third floor, but if you do and you don't use it and you don't heat it properly, guess what? You can have a major catastrophic damage. Go away for a weekend, it breaks and runs all weekend down through the entire house. That's a problem. So you have to secure your house and make sure that if you're going away at any time during the winter, that you keep some heat on in these special places.
How often do you see that, though? I know pipes, it's probably the number one thing you see. Everyone complains about it, a bursted pipe. I mean, that's something that seems pretty prevalent.
Oh, I mean, so we see it often because we do fire and water restoration. So our water damage crews, our water techs, I mean, we see it all winter long. And especially the colder it gets, the worse it gets. So people, think they're prepared. People that have never had pipes break in their house have pipes break. People say, I've been in here 35 years. I've never had a pipe break. And all of a sudden we get 3 days of a deep freeze below zero. And all of a sudden pipes are freezing and people don't even know they're frozen because sometimes they don't use those areas, of the house. A lot of times simple things like your outside hose bib, your faucet, people don't shut them off and drain them, open them up on the outside, make sure there's a shut off on the inside of the house. Blocking areas on your band board around your basement so there's no air coming in. Insulation does wonders, guys. I mean, insulation is the thing that, people, and it's not that expensive to insulate. Caulking, the spray foam sealer, insulation, all those go hand in hand with being prepared for winter. I mean, you don't prepare for winter when it's zero. You prepare for winter when it's fall and beforehand and getting all those things in shape.
You touched on the inside of the home, and earlier you did touch on the outside, but I want to go back to that real quick.
Okay.
Ice damming on the roof is a big thing.
Yes.
I mean, what can we do to prevent that?
So we don't get ice dams every year, but almost every year. What happens is a lot of the homes aren't insulated properly. A lot of the homes aren't ventilated properly. So when you have insulation in the roof and you don't have proper ventilation going up from your soffits up through your ridge vent and out, you want your attic to be very cold in the wintertime. Insulation on the floor in the attic, and that's what keeps your heat down into your house. So what happens is the ice builds up on the corner or on the edges of the roof because that's a warm spot because that's where, if the ventilation isn't proper, that's a warm spot. Ice builds up there and then backs up underneath the shingles, and guess what? You're dripping inside your house when the first day that it melts, the first day it becomes 32 degrees or 34 degrees, and the sun is out, and you have ice dams, that's when it leaks. It doesn't usually leak when it's 0 or 20 degrees. The ice builds up, builds up, builds up, builds up in your spouting, on the edge of your roof, and backs up on your shingles. It is an insurance claim typically, so you can, but you don't want to just use your insurance frivolously either. You know, you want to save that for more catastrophic times if you have anything like that. But it is a problem. Insulate, insulate, insulate. That's how you can do it. And the proper ventilation.
Well, that just sounds like the tip of the iceberg. I mean, that water comes in and then it causes other problems inside the home as well. You asked me a question earlier, am I prepared? Well, I want to ask you a question. How do I get prepared and who do I call?
Well, getting prepared for the winter, call Mihalkos General Contracting. We can help you. 814-535-2700 or stop here at Solomon Run Road across from Lowe's.